Hello guys, as I promised, I'm now beginning to cover the NITI Aayog documents also as part of our preparation. You see, as far as possible, I'm trying to rely on the original and authentic documents. Until now, I have made videos on PAB, documents of PAB, PRS legislative research. And as I have promised, I'm now starting the documents that are being uploaded in the NITI Aayog website also. Means the documents which are published by NITI Aayog. They are very, very important. But unfortunately, most of us UPSC aspirants, because they are very much larger and a lot of information is there, it's very difficult to pull all the documents and read. Because of all these reasons, we try and ignore these documents, or we do not touch these documents. We depend on ready-made and summarized or synthesized materials, maybe a current affairs magazine, maybe notes of some XYZ institute. Okay. So I personally and strongly believe that instead of course, you have to depend. Sometimes there is no problem with that. But instead of full and solely depending on those summarized and extracted materials, if you get this knack of reading the original documents, I think you will be in a very good position to answer the UPSC questions and write better answers and perform very well in the UPSC examination. This is what I strongly believe. As part of my preparation also, sometimes I tried to read the documents because of the pressure we will be under and because of the paucity of time. I could not do that very much. Only limited documents I was able to read. But I think now I have been habituated to reading the documents. And for your benefit, I'll try to go through or run through the documents, explain important components of those documents. Then maybe when you actually go to the document you yourself, then it might become easier, much more easier for you to get or to catch those important documents. You see, you are not a research student and you are not doing research. You are an UPSC aspirant, so you need not to do research. You have to know that much which is required for your preparation. Okay, that is there. And one more thing I want to remind you that once you get selected, you enter into the service. This is what you'll be doing, right? You'll be writing the reports, you'll be reading the reports, everything will be with the reports, documents. So I think that preparation for that shall begin from this period only, when you are get habituated to reading the documents, even writing the documents and reading and writing the reports. Okay, I think your job will become much more easier. That's what I believe. Once you become a civil servant, also that is what you'll be doing, right? You'll be your subordinates will be submitting you the reports. You'll be reading bundles of reports. That is what you will do, right? Whenever something happens, you will not have that much time to go to each and every place and try to know the facts. That is not possible. So what you will do, you'll ask your subordinates to just prepare a report and submit the report. You will read the report. Based on that report only, you will take action, right? And maybe you have to write some reports also for your superiors. So everything works based on the reports with respect to UPSC. So in that context, you should get the knack of reading the reports, understanding the reports. So why don't we start that from here during your preparation period itself, and that too authentic and original information will be there. Okay, no synthesis, no summary. As the things are there, you will be able to understand. Okay, so with that effort only, I am starting this new series of reading the NITI Aayog reports and documents. Don't worry, I'll be covering the important reports only. N number of reports are there, and I'll be covering the important ones. And I will focus on the parts of the report which are useful for you from the point of view of UPSC examination. Okay, so that you can write the answers in a best manner. Okay, so first document I have taken is about the natural farming. Okay, empowering the farmers, natural farming toolkit, and best practices. Right. Once again, let me promise you that I'll be focusing on the areas which are useful to you from the point of view of examination. Strictly, this will be our guiding principle. Okay, right. We will move forward. First, you will see the message of the chairman and vice chairmen of NITI Aayog. Then Professor Ramesh Chand, member, his message is also there. If you are that much interested, you can read. In message of CEO is also there, BBR Subramaniam. Okay. Acknowledgements are also there. This is how actually the report will be written. Okay, then table of contents is there. See, let me show you the table of contents once, and the areas we will be focusing. First, there is the science of natural farming. In this, briefly, we will touch the evolution of natural farming. Questions will not be asking from this area. So briefly, we will glance. The focus areas will be these: definition of natural farming, initiatives taken for the promotion of natural farming in our country, benefits of natural farming, very, very, very important part that we have to remember. Then conventional farming versus organic farming versus natural farming. The differences we will see, important one. Components of natural farming, principles of natural farming, then cost of cultivation of natural farming versus conventional farming. Need not focus that much on this. Okay, this is the part you have to read. Okay, rest of the chapters you can simply omit if you are that much interested about elaborately knowing the natural farming. Then you can read this particular portion, chapter 2, you can completely ignore. Then if you want to know in depth about the natural farming, then you can go on and read the rest of the chapters, like chapter 3, conservation, water conservation measures in natural farming. In this video, just we will glance through the measures like contour farming, choice of crops, crop rotation, cover crops, intercropping, strip cropping, mulching. I think all these things you might have read already as part of your environment preparation. I believe that, but still we will glance. Okay. Then chapter 4, soil health management through natural farming. That also we will glance through. Then pest and disease management, we will glance through. But I definitely believe that all these things might have been covered as part of your preparation. When you have gone through this foundation course, and when you have read Shankar IAS environment or some other environment book, PMF IAS, maybe all these things might have already been covered. Okay. Then bio input production methods also we will glance through. Okay. The 7th chapter, it is not required, certification and marketing. Not that much important for you. Okay. Then the best practices for different crops are there. You need not read them. Okay. Individual crops, you need not. Remember, we are generalists, so we need not have in-depth specific knowledge about any other domain. So as a generalist, we will try generally about the natural farming. Okay. Right. So the video might go up to 30 to 45 minutes. Within that time, I will try to cover the document as much as possible. Remember, the document consists of 192 pages. Okay, that is the portion. But still, we will try and do justice to this document. Okay, right. We'll move forward. So evolution of we will begin with the evolution of natural farming. The table of contents are there, list of abbreviations are there. Actually, this is how a report will be written. Very might be new for you if you are not coming from the educational background where this report writing, etc., everything will be there. Okay, but this is how the structure of the report writing will be. Right, we will come to that. The science of natural farming. You see, some documents will be having the executive summary. Unfortunately, this document do not have it. But if you have executive summary, that will become very easier for you. Okay, you can understand everything in a gist. Okay, but unfortunately, this document does not have it, but it's okay. Okay. So some introduction is there. Just quickly go through the introduction. Natural farming is an agricultural production system that eliminates the use of synthetic chemicals and fertilizers, and centered around integrating livestock into the crop production system. This is simple introduction to normal natural farming. Is it's it eliminates the use of synthetic, means artificially manufactured chemicals and fertilizers. That's it. And it is centered around integrating the allied activities of crop production or crop cultivation, that is livestock and other activities. Okay, animal husbandry, etc., etc. That is what is natural farming. It is done based on natural, methods or natural processes. That is called as natural farming. Okay, right. Then the evolution of natural farming, many historical contexts have been given. You need not worry about that one. Krishi Parasar, then Kautilya's Arthashastra also there is mentioned. Then Kashyapya's Krishi Sukti. Okay, like that various sources are there. You need not worry about. Rigveda, Vedas are also mentioned. Brihat Samhita, then Loka Pakara. Many various documents are mentioned. You need not worry. Okay. There is evidence that in Vedas also it is mentioned. Okay, but you need not worry. Then, we will try and understand the natural farming in the contemporary context. So that is very, very important. Current context, it's called as zero budget natural farming, ZBNF. Very popular word, ZBNF. It is developed developed in 1980s by an Indian farmer. He belongs to actually Karnataka, named as Subhash Palekar. This is the farming system in which the cost of farming is minimized or eliminated. Okay, the meaning of the word zero budget is that. Okay, net the cost will be, the cost of doing agriculture will be zero or negligible. Okay, then he established the method of ZBNF by experimenting in his own land after self-studying the Vedas, organic farming, and the traditional agricultural science. Okay. This is the present context, ZBNF. And this is what the government of India is also trying to promote. Right? This much introduction is more than enough. Then we will see the definition of natural farming. There is a famous Japanese person, Masanobu Fukuoka. He written a famous book that is, One Straw Revolution. You try to read that book very, at least a summary you try to know. Famous person from Japan. He invented agricultural methods without tilling the soil. Okay, it's the book name is One Straw Revolution. Okay, his natural farming method or do nothing farming. Do nothing farming means do not till the land, do not do anything to the soil, just grow the crops. Okay, it is an ecological approach to agriculture developed by the Japanese farmer and a philosopher, Masanobu Fukuoka. Okay, he introduced the 4 principles of natural farming. What are those 4 principles? No tilling, no fertilizers, no weeding, and no pesticides. These are the 4 principles. Okay, like I have mentioned, the book name is One Straw Revolution. He has written this book in 1970. Okay, you see, with respect to natural farming, along with this book, one more book is also is there, written by the American women. Okay, Silent Spring, written way back in 1960s and 70s. Sorry, Silent Spring. The book name is Silent Spring. I hope I pronounced it exactly. The book displays or denotes the adverse consequences or impacts of the the use of synthetic pesticides on the crops. Okay, the book of the name is Silent Spring. Okay, the woman who has written this book is Rachel Carson. You try to read these 2 books whenever you find a free time, not during your preparation. Okay, very important books. Okay. Then, according to Ministry of Agriculture and Farmers Welfare, there is one definition we want to go through. If you want to, you can go through. The NITI Aayog also has given a definition. We will read this definition. Natural farming is a chemical-free and a livestock-based farming system that is rooted in ecological principles. That is how NITI Aayog is defining natural farming. Okay. Further, the method integrates crops, trees, and animals to maximize biodiversity, thereby maintaining harmony with the environment. Okay. Then further, natural farming relies on the natural processes occurring within and around the farm, eliminating the need for external chemical inputs. This much you remember about the definition of natural farming. That is more than enough. Okay. Right. We will go to the next part, that is the initiatives taken for promotion of natural farming in our country. Okay. This is also important area. So the states like Andhra Pradesh and Karnataka, they were very much ahead, okay, in promoting natural farming in our country. Okay, natural farming has been indigenous to India and has been practiced in different forms, in different forms in different regions. The most popular of which is practiced in Andhra Pradesh, state of Andhra Pradesh. Okay, the practice also spread in other forms to other states, especially those in southern part of the country. Okay. Then in 2019-20, Bharatiya Prakritik Krishi Paddhati BPKP was launched by the Government of India as a sub-scheme under the Paramparagat Krishi Vikas Yojana. This is nothing but, don't be afraid of this phrase, it is nothing but organic farming. Okay, Paramparagat Krishi Vikas Yojana. It's a organic farming mission. Okay, this mission is aimed to promote natural farming that reduces use of externally purchased inputs, then promoting the traditional and indigenous practices, largely based on on-farm biomass recycling and emphasis on mulching. Mulching is nothing but covering the soil with crop waste so that soil moisture do not evaporate or be lost in the sunshine. That is what is called as mulching. It is covering the topsoil. That is called as mulching. Okay. And apart from mulching, using cow dung and cow urine, okay, for organizations. Okay. Then some results are also there. You can go through the data. As a result of these policies, the number of farmers who practice natural farming has gone up from 40,000 in 2016 to more than 10 lakh farmers in 2020-21. So you remember now more than 10 lakh farmers are practicing natural farming, and the area covered as of now is over 10 lakh hectares. So remember this data. Okay, and apart from that, the Government of India has recently launched a national mission on natural farming with an outlay of 2,481 crore rupees. Okay, then you remember it. Okay, National Mission on Natural Farming. You see, the government intends to bring 1 crore farmers under the natural farming in the next 2 years, coming 2 years, supported by certification and branding. Okay, this is the target set for government. Okay, then other these things are also goals are also there under this national mission of natural farming. We will go through that. Okay, it also seeks to establish 10,000 need-based bio-input resource centers. It seeks to achieve this through robust knowledge extension ecosystem for civil society organizations, SHGs, such as SHGs, village organizations, PACs, primary agricultural credit societies, then FPOs, farmer producer organizations, etc. Okay. In doing this, close collaboration is being done with various organizations. Okay. So this is what you have to remember about the National Mission on Natural Farming. Remember this, very, very, very important information. Okay. So then we will go further and we will see the benefits of natural farming. Very, very, very important area. Okay. Right. So since natural farming avoids synthetic pesticides and fertilizers, it eliminates the health risks that are associated with chemical exposure. You see, most of the things that we are using, fertilizers, especially the pesticides, they are carcinogenic, means they cause cancer. So that danger will not be there. Okay. You see, this it prevents soil degradation also and maintains its organic carbon levels, ensuring long-term fertility. So soil degradation will be minimized. Okay. Then it positively impacts the soil life, encouraging the growth of beneficial microbes and organisms such as earthworms, which are crucial for maintaining the soil vitality. Okay. Then the produce is also nutritionally be richer, contributing to overall well-being of the people. Okay, due to its ecological approach, the natural farming, it offers numerous benefits. Okay, we will see one by one, point wise it is mentioned. You see, evidence shows that natural farming reduces the paid out cost of cultivation by at least 5 to 10% across major crops, with substantially higher reductions up to 20 to 55% in several crops and states, primarily due to lower material or input costs. Then natural farming leads to higher farmer income by reducing the cost of cultivation. That is also there. Then soil organic carbon, SOC, which is important component in soil, which is the main component for soil organic matter and provides a water retention capacity, then structure and fertility to the soil, has decreased from 2.5% in 1947 to 0.4%. Okay, which is significantly below the acceptable range of 1 to 1.5%. Okay, then in natural farming, it increases soil organic carbon by 45%. Then beyond that, savings in water and electricity are up to 50 to 60%. Reduction in greenhouse gases by up to 50 to 85%. Then natural farming also improves the health of the farmers and consumers by avoiding the synthetic fertilizers and pesticides. Then livestock productivity remains a major concern. The livestock can be made economically viable by integrating them with agronomical farming systems. Right? Then natural farming also promotes crop diversification, intercropping, and multi-layer cropping systems, which enhance the farm income, then nutritional security, etc., etc. Okay, for that there is evidence from Andhra Pradesh also. Then growth in soil microorganisms through the use of biostimulants is also there. These are all the list of benefits. Much more benefits are there. There are improvements in soil health, leading to better holding of soil, roots in the soil, etc. These benefits are also there. Then it also fosters employment opportunities through local enterprises, focusing on bio inputs, value addition, and marketing, ensuring that profits circulate within the rural communities. Okay, these are the benefits. 11 benefits are there. If you at least able to remember 5 benefits and you are able to write them in the mains examination, that is more than sufficient. More than sufficient. Okay, but however, these are the benefits. Try to remember at least some of them. Okay, then you can look at the beautiful images also. Then there is comparison is there. Conventional farming versus organic farming and natural farming. We will see this. This is also important. Right. Focus area of conventional farming is input intensive system, focusing on increasing production with less attention on biodiversity conservation. Organic farming, use of organic inputs to produce crops and improve soil health, maintain biodiversity and sustainability. Natural farming, if you see, using organic inputs prepared locally at the farm level. Here also natural things are used, but here also natural things are used. But here the things that are used are locally produced at the farm level. Okay, that is the difference between organic farming and natural. Okay, and improving the soil health, the biodiversity conservation, and sustainability. Use of chemicals, if you see, heavy use of synthetic fertilizers, pesticides, and herbicides are there. Herbicides which kill the unwanted weed, okay, weed crops. Use of organic and biopesticides and organic fertilizers is there in organic farming. Then here in natural farming, use of farm-made biostimulants and natural farming inputs are there. Soil tillage, frequent and deep tillage is there. In organic farming, reduced or minimal tillage is there. Here also reduced or minimal tillage is there. Soil health approach, it is neglected in traditional farming. Organic farming, it emphasizes on soil organic matter. Natural farming emphasizes on the healthy soil microbiome and the soil health. Okay, input source, synthetic industrially produced in the traditional farming. Organic farming, farm-based, externally sourced. In natural farming, entirely farm-derived, local and natural products. Okay, examples are dung, urine, jaggery, and gram flour, etc. etc. Okay, crop diversity is not at all there in the natural, conventional or traditional farming. Monoculture is practiced. Crop rotation and intercropping is possible in organic farming. In a natural farming, high diversity is there. Okay. So these are the details. You can go on and read the differences. I think that these many references, if you are able to remember, I think that's more than enough. Okay. Then we will come to another important area, that is components of the natural farming. Very, very, very important. The components of natural farming. Okay. You see, we will try and understand the components. The list is there. Okay, Bijamrit, Jivamrit, mulching, plant protection, Vapasa, and mixed cropping or intercropping. Cover crop is also there. Minimal tillage or zero tillage is also there. We will come to that. Briefly, we will see the introduction. You see, natural farming is an agricultural farming system that harmonizes the farming practices with the natural rhythms and ecosystems of the environment. Okay. So the fundamental components include soil health, crop diversity, water management, and natural pest control. Okay. So enhancing soil health is crucial, and it is typically achievable through natural farming inputs such as Jivamrit and Ganjivamrit, mulching, and the use of green manure, all of which contribute to replenishing organic matter and nutrients. Okay. Then natural farming utilizes farm-based bio inputs, including Bijamrit, Ganjivamrit, then Bijamrit, Ganjivamrit, Jivamrit, Neemastra, which is derived from the neem tree. Then Brahmastra is also there to enhance the soil and crop health. Bijamrit, okay, what it is a seed treatment and provides beneficial microbes and bioactive compounds that protect the seedlings and induce systematic resistance. Ganjivamrit, it is a dry form, serves as the stable soil amendment. Jivamrit, if you see it, it is a microbial rich living growth, supplies free living in fixers or nitrogen fixers, phosphorus solubilizers, and potash mobilizers, and hormone producing microbes for soil rejuvenation. So in that way, it's Jivamrit becomes very, very important. Okay. Then after that, Neemastra is also there. It is prepared from the neem and other botanicals. Functions as a broad spectrum of biopesticides. Okay. Similarly, Brahmastra is also there. It is made from diverse plants, and it contains insect deterrents, antifungals, antibacterial, and antiviral compounds. Okay, which offers a strong crop protection. Okay, together all these inputs sustain fertility while minimizing the chemical dependence. Okay, so in terms of pest control, if you see, the natural farming leverages beneficial insects, trap crops, and botanical insecticides to manage pest populations without resorting to synthetic methods. So it involves not pest elimination but pest control, keeping the pest at optimum level. Okay. So about these things we have already understood in that practice. Okay. What is Vapasa? Vapasa was not there. You see, it is a method that encourages soil moisture conservation by promoting earthworm activity, which aids in the formation of water vapor condensation within the soil. Okay, mixed cropping and intercropping, I think you already know. Cover crop will also be there. This involves planting specific crops to keep the soil covered throughout the year, which protects it from the erosion and improves the soil health, and can be incorporated as a green manure whenever required to boost the fertility. Then minimum tillage or zero tillage will also be there. So these are the components of natural farming. Okay, so 5 main components are there. Bijamrit, mulching. Mulching is nothing but creating microclimate using different mulches with straw, crop residue, and biomass materials. It is covering the topsoil of the crop. Then plant protection is also there through various methods. Then the Jeevamrit is there, and finally Vapasa is there. Try to remember this 5 important components. If not, you are able to remember all the components. At least try to remember these 5 important components. Okay. Then we will come to the principles of natural farming. Very, very important. Prohibition of soil tillage and inversion, very important one. Second principle is, if you remember these things, that's more than enough. I think you can easily and properly elaborate what these principles are. So try to remember the major principles. First one is prohibition of soil tillage and inversion. So there will be no tillage or minimal tillage and inversion of the soil. Inversion of the soil means making the soil upside down. Okay. Then second one is exclusion of synthetic fertilizers and prepared components. This will also be not there. This is another second principle. Third principle is integrated weed management without tillage or herbicides. Then non-pruning of fruit-bearing trees. Okay, so fruit trees shall be allowed to grow according to their natural habit without artificial pruning. Okay, this principle is based on the observation that natural unpruned growth leads to healthier, more resilient trees with a balanced form. Okay. Then next principle is prioritization of on-farm resource utilization and biomass recycling. Okay. Next principle is promotion of biodiversity and polyculture systems. Okay. Then utilization of indigenous and locally adapted seeds. This is also very, very critical to natural farming. Then role of biodiversity in natural farming. It has very significant, very important or significant role. Then integration of livestock, agroforestry, and beekeeping within the natural farming. That is another principle. Okay. So once again, if you have to remind, these are the key principles of natural farming in our country. Okay. Then cost of cultivation, if you see natural farming versus conventional farming. Net income. Okay. If you see through the natural farming, 4,800 rupees per acre, if I'm not wrong. Whereas through the conventional farming, you will get only 35,140 rupees. So here, benefit to cost ratio is 2.3:1. Whereas in conventional farming, it is 1.2:1. Okay. Then for each and every individual crop also, the figures are given. You need not worry about that one. Okay. Finally, if you see total net income in an acre through natural farming is 68,050 rupees, whereas it is only 35,140 for the conventional farming. The benefit to cost ratio here is 2.4:1, whereas for natural farming, for conventional farming, it is only 1.2:1. Okay. So almost double benefit is there in natural farming. Okay. So this is the component that you have to remember, without a fail. And the rest of the things you need not worry that much. Seed treatment, seed selection, etc., etc. Okay. The methods I will run through. Rest of the from the chapter or unit 4 onwards, I will run through. The water conservation methods in natural farming. We will briefly see them. Okay, what are the water conservation methods? First one is contour farming. Okay, it involves runoff and erosion management. Okay, so you can see how contour farming is done here in a series of rows. Then soil moisture conservation is also there with using various methods. Then soil fertility and crop yield improvement is also there. Okay, then choice of crops. Biomass, canopy cover, and root systems. These are also given important. Then crops that contribute to erosion, they are mentioned. Crops that prevent erosion, their mention is also there. Optimal seed rate, all these things we have to choose intelligently. Okay. Then crop rotation is also one of the important components. Okay. So here in this image, one important crop rotation cycle has been given. Potato, first you have to take potato family, potato or tomato. Then you have to go for legumes such as peas, broad beans, French beans, runner beans, etc. Then you have to go for basicles such as Brussels sprouts, cabbage, cauliflower, etc., etc. Then you have to go for root crops such as alliums, beetroot, carrot, celery, etc., etc. So this is type of crop rotation you have to do. Okay. Then one example of a crop rotation is given here: maize, cowpea, sorghum, green manure. Okay. Then cover crops, the things are discussed with respect to cover crops, the timing of them, selection criteria, which crops are to be selected, the legumes, non-legumes, then planting methods are also discussed, broadcasting, row sowing, intercropping, etc. Management practices are also mentioned, monitoring and maintenance are also discussed. Okay. So this is about the water management practices. Then intercropping is also there. It is also one of the practices. Okay. Then strip cropping is also there. I will show in an image what is the strip cropping. Okay. This image is not showing what is strip cropping. Okay. Right. You see on the strips of the soil, crops will be grown. Okay. We will see the definition of what is strip cropping. You see, cultivating various crops in an alternative strips across a field is called strip cropping. It involves growing erosion resilient or resistant crops with a deep root systems and a high canopy density. That is called as strip cropping. Okay. Then contour strip cropping is also there. It has several categories. Field strip cropping is also there. Actually, this is here in the image. What is shown is field strip cropping. Actually, the contour strip cropping is more popular. I was looking for that image, but it is not available, unfortunately. Okay. Then permanent or temporary buffer strip cropping is also there. Crop selection in natural farming, that is also discussed. Then mulching, yeah, that is also discussed elaborately. This is also okay. Now you can see how the topsoil is covered with crop residue, that is called as mulching. Okay, here also crop is covered with straw. Okay, rice straw. Here it is covered with grass. Okay, then live mulch is also there. Okay, so this is live mulch where green crop is grown on the topsoil. Okay. Then these are all the methods of water preservation. Then the micro irrigation methods are also there in natural farming. You know, two popular methods are there: drip irrigation and sprinkler irrigation. These are the popular micro irrigation methods. Okay. So these are the ways in which you can preserve or conserve the water. Then soil health management through natural farming, that also we will see. Okay. Soil management, PMDS or pre-season dry sowing methods are there. Then after that, we will see chapter 5, that is pest and disease management, how it is done. Okay. In the natural farming, prevention is there. Okay, prevention of pests, then monitoring of pests and insects and diseases. It is also discussed in detail in the document. Then pest attack on crops, that is also explained, etc. Then finally, various disease attacks on plants and crops are also discussed. Then management practices are given. Okay, scouting, use of natural plant extracts. Then scouting patterns are also given. Then curative methods are also discussed, like minimizing the natural pesticides, allow some pests, diverse cropping systems we have to adopt, host plants for natural enemies, then enhance the floral diversity. Okay, these are the methods. Then hedges, beetle banks, flower strips, companion plants, all these are also methods of weed control. Then some mechanical methods are also there, like mass trapping techniques, okay, etc., etc. Okay, these are all the pest management techniques in natural farming, okay, which are shown in beautifully in the images. Okay, then weed management is also there. Okay, uh, uh, how weed is managed. Then companion crop weeds, the discussion is there about them. Then preventive measures are once again discussed here. Selecting suitable varieties, ensuring healthy seeds and planting materials, implementing diverse cropping systems, then moderate fertilization, etc., etc. Organic matter input, soil cultivation methods, water management. By doing all these things, we can control the pest. Okay. Then step-by-step weed management schedule is also discussed. It is not required for you. Maybe the farmer who is actually doing the uh, methods, actually doing the natural farming, that may be useful for that. This may be useful for the person. Then chapter 6 also we will run through bio input production methods. Okay. First one is Bijamrit. Okay, how it is produced, everything. Production, methods are discussed. I think you need not worry much about this one. How these things, the bio inputs are produced. Okay, that is not required for you. What are the components of that, and what is the use of those bio components? If you know that much, that's more than sufficient. Okay, so you need not worry about how they are prepared. Okay. So I think this much, if you know about natural farming, I think it's more than enough. You can comfortably write an answer. Okay, if at all any question is there in the prelims, you can write it. And if at all any question is there in the mains also, I think uh, most comfortably or much more with much more comfortability, I think now you can answer the question on natural farming. Remember, this is a very, very important area, natural farming. Always there is a potential for asking the question. Okay, so try to practice some questions on this topic and try to write the answers and try to solve the mains questions also. Then you will become much more perfect. Okay, so I hope this much is more than sufficient. So we will take a leave here, and the next time I will come up with one more topic, one more document that's produced and published by NITI Aayog. Okay, so see you next time. Until then, you have a very good. See you next time.